2013 Altima has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder motor, which is the largest 4-cylinder they can make. If it was 1 liter more, it would be a V6. Also has a CVT transmission, which is one of the things that they kind of redesigned for the 2013. So now you're getting upwards of 38 miles per gallon on the highway and 31 going through the city. The one thing I really like about the motor is the motor mounts. Inside each motor mount on the Altimas is a fluid. Inside, what that fluid does is, if you ever driven the car and you sit idle and you feel the steering wheel shake a little bit, what this does is it absorbs the vibration of the motor so that way it doesn't come into the steering column. At the end of the steering column, it comes down to another mount that also has the same fluid in it. When a vehicle sits idle, it's in a fluid motion. Once it starts to move, it starts to harden, which firms it up. It also has, for a safety feature, another mount on the bottom of the motor that's known as a drop mount. What that mount does is, if you're hitting the front end in collision, it will drop the motor 1.5 inches. That way the engine can only be pushed into a steel frame, so we don't have to worry about the motor sitting in your lap as you're driving down the road, or if you get in an accident. So one of the safety features that Nissan decided to do. The whole car has been redesigned from the ground up. So Nissan went with an attractive looking car, and they kept it that way, and it seems to be the signature headlight is what they're using. The lens of the headlight is also made of the same stuff that's made out of NFL football helmets, so it's a lot harder to crack. So if it does break, you don't have to worry about replacing the whole thing. Usually the lens stays together. If you move around to the actual car, the interior space of the vehicle has completely changed the way the Altima looks. They increased the space by 3 inches on the inside, so legroom is never going to be a problem in this car. On the steering wheel itself, everything is very easy and manageable for the driver. You have all of your audio controls on the left side of the steering wheel, volume, and also you can change through all your settings on the actual display itself. Then you have your Bluetooth on the right side as well as your cruise control. So the way the vehicle is set up is to be for the driver. New for this year in the 2013 S model, which is what this is, it comes factory with a 6-way power driver's seat. So you don't have to worry about trying to set your seat anywhere you want it to be. The rear room on the car is definitely a lot better than it used to be. Even if you're 6 foot tall, the headroom fits great. The cup holders were put into a drop down so that way you don't have to worry about trying to lean over and trying to find where your cups are. They're right there. In the trunk space, I don't think you have a problem fitting anything that you want to into the trunk. They also took the flip downs, the seats are a 60-40 split, and they moved it back to where it's right here. It used to be a little bit further back in the 12, so now if you're standing up, you're at Home Depot or whatever, and you need to fit something in there, you just pull the tabs, the seats will both fold down as you push through them. Spare tires located underneath with your jack, easily accessible, so if you're on the side of the road, it won't be a hard thing to find. And then your spare tires below. And I know most cars are getting away from the spare tire game and getting into having an easy fill kit for their tires, so it's nice to know you still have a tire back there. So definitely an easy car.